if you're press, and if you're a pro. And if you're an experienced veteran of CES, then you're probably here. This is Digital Experience, the start of CES 2013. We're here at the MGM in the Conference Center for, well, a gathering of a wonderful celebration of nerddom. I'm going to take you around a couple of tables and show you some of the best of the best of the best here at Digital Experience.
Production support for Gadget was provided by Adobe Systems, Acer, the Jesuit Conference, and this guy.
Our first stop at Digital Experience has to be at Samsung Mobile because, well, they've had some of the most memorable products of 2012. You remember the Galaxy S3, you remember the Galaxy Note 2. These are fantastic products that redefine the market in which they were. But I'm standing next to Philip Berne, and you're going to explain to us why Samsung's moving from this to that. What is that?
This is the Samsung Galaxy camera. It looks like your point and shoot camera, but if you turn it around back, you see it's got a nice gigantic 4.9-inch touchscreen, and it runs the same version of Android that you're going to find on the Galaxy Note 2. So it can run all of your favorite Android apps, but it gives you that fantastic huge touchscreen when it's time to take photos. And you might be asking, you know, why do I need a point-and-shoot camera with my Android software? I already take great photos with my Galaxy S3 or with my smartphone. So what you get when you have a nice point-and-shoot, first of all, you get a large image sensor. You get really good low light quality with that large sensor. So besides just packing 16 megapixels, it's actually a much larger physical sensor, so it can absorb better low light. You also get 21x zoom capabilities. Now that's something that your smartphone really can never handle. You don't get any zoom on the smartphone. And in addition, so that your image stays nice and sharp where you're at that kind of zoom, you get optical image stabilization that keeps the sensor straight, even if your hands are shaking a little bit.
Do you think there's a big market for people who are going to want to almost take a step back and say, instead of carrying one device, I'm going to carry two devices? Even though they get more, do you think there's enough of an allure to really make people take that step?
Absolutely, and people are already doing it. We think that people are already carrying around a point-and-shoot camera if they want higher resolution images, if they want better image quality. They probably already have two devices on them. Some of them may be carrying a DSLR in their camera, but then they have no way to share those great images from the DSLR. So we're giving people better image quality plus all of the connection and sharing capabilities of the Android, and we think it's a natural fit. We think people have already been doing this sort of thing.
All right, well, I'll make you this promise. I'm going to contact your people, we're going to get this onto our show, we're going to review it and just see exactly how much more it gives me over some already really good products.
Sounds
Philip,
great.
Thank you very much. Thank you for being on.
It's my pleasure.
Stay tuned because we're going to go around the corner and bring you some more from Digital Experience 2013. We're at the Acer table, and I mean, what can I say? I gotta have Acer in my coverage because they've done right by me. In front of me, I've got three of their best offerings. This is the 7600U. This is the massive 27-inch all-in-one desktop that has everything from clean lines to a decent performance, good sound, and my favorite feature is the ability to take HDMI inputs. That's right, up to 2 components, and use this as a monitor as your central sound system. So if you're looking for something for your college student or something for your den, something for your man cave, this is a very, very good option. And let's just face it, it's sexy. Speaking of sexy, this is my new favorite notebook in the world. This is the Acer S7. I've been playing with this for about a month, and I gotta say, it's all it's cracked up to be. It's a bit pricier, yeah, it's a high-end Ultrabook, but for that price, you get so many things that you cannot find on other notebooks. Really, really nice design. It's light, it's fast, it's got a decent battery life, it's got this aluminum unibody, it's got Gorilla Glass for the backing, it's 1920 by 1080, it's just eye-catchingly gorgeous. Now, between this and this, we've got another class of product that Acer is rolling out for those who need something that's a bit more, well, unique. And that's this. This is the W700. If you watched me on Twight a few weeks back, you saw what I liked about it, because it is a tablet. Here it's in the dock, but I can easily remove it from the dock, like so. and have it as a full-featured Windows 8 tablet. That's right, it's not Windows RT, it's Windows 8, which means I can run all the applications on this that I would run on my Windows 8 desktop. It's just that nice. Now, what we're seeing here at the Acer table is their direction for 2008. They're renewing their interest in desktops, but not just regular desktops, high-end desktops that make you look, desktops that make you like, desktops that make you play, laptops that redefine the industry in which they exist, and tablets that give you more than just something to play on. If you're looking for any of these solutions, you gotta stop by Acer. Let's take a walk down to the other side of the hall and see what else Digital Experience has to offer. We've wandered over to the MHL Consortium table here at Digital Experience where, well, they make a standard, not products, to connect this to that. I'm here with Judy Chen. Judy, thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you.
What exactly is MHL, for those who are not in the know?
Well, MHL stands for Mobile High Definition Link. It's a relatively new standard, and it allows you to display your phone to a big screen TV or other display.
Well, what I like about this is I can take something like this. This is a Galaxy Nexus, and it looks like a standard USB port here, but it's MHL enabled, which means I can plug an adapter in here and get HDMI out. Right?
That's right.
Right.
That's right.
Now,
That's
what
right.
does a company have to do if they want to include MHL on one of their products?
Well, if you're a phone OEM, what you need is the ability to have MHL out in hardware, as well as a little bit of firmware. And on the TV side, it's the same thing. You just need to be able to receive MHL and be able to charge the phone.
Right. And actually, that's one of the other things that when MHL was first released, you sort of touted, which is you connect and charge at the same time.
That's right.
All right.
That's
Now,
right.
I was sold on this the very first time I hooked up my Nexus to my TV, watching Netflix, and I realized, yeah, this is where we should be going. A standard connector with a very cool standard that lets me hook it up to all my high-definition equipment.
That's right.
But you've got a exciting announcement this year. What's happening in the MHL world?
Well, I'm very happy to let everybody know that while we have phones and we have televisions and AVRs and media sticks, now we can add automotive to the mix. So while you're here at CES, please check out the Hyundai booth, the JVC Kenwood booth, and the Pioneer booth, all with showcasing MHL products.
And I think that's just sort of the next level for MHL-enabled equipment, because now you can go into your car, have one connector to charge and connect, and just have access to all the media that's on your portable device.
Yep.
I know there's another product that's had it out for a while, but this is a new way to get it that's cross-platform, cross-standards, cross-products.
That's right.
What can we expect to see from MHL in, let's say, the next 18 months?
Besides world domination?
World domination. Well, of course, world domination.
Right. In the next 18 months, what you'll see is just more and more products. This is really going to be the year that you're going to see kind of the inflection point on the display side. You know, 2011, 2012, there were some TVs, there were a lot of phones, but now you're really going to see 2013 be the year of MHL TVs.
Well, 200 million devices already, that's a pretty high bar to be set. MHL, it's probably already on a device you own. Judy, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you.
And good show to you. Stay tuned because, well, we've got more. We're going to take a gander through the hall here at Digital Experience 2013. We've made it to the other side of the hall, and we're here in the Ventev booth. Get it? See what I did there? And we're here talking about chargers. That's right, chargers. We need chargers because we like power. We need power to get all our gear, the juice that it needs to do what we want it to do. I'm standing next to Scott Franklin, who's going to tell us about well, a few of the innovative things that they've done with what we think to be non-consequential tech, but we all know is important. Scott, thank you very much for talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
Now, I've got this, and you've got that. They're two very different products, but tell me what they do.
That's right. So this product's designed to power your phone, mobile phones, and your tablets as well. And it will charge them at their maximum rate. This product here is what we call an EcoCharge. This has the ability to minimize the vampire draw on the power coming out of the wall and help you save energy.
Right. What I like about this is, well, we know we're supposed to remove our USB chargers when we're done, right? Everyone knows that, but we don't do it. The reason why we don't do it is because it's not convenient. So what this will allow me to do is to leave my device plugged in and draw as little vampire power as possible.
That's right.
And yet it can still charge up a 10-watt device, and that can charge up too.
That's right. They both can do it as well.
All right. So we've got chargers here for the home, and then we've got one charger here that looks kind of like a mercury capsule. Tell me a little bit about this.
This charger is the car version of what this is. It's a wall charger. This will charge 2 tablets, 2 phones and tablets in combination, all at the same time.
Let's put aside the chargers for a second because I want to talk about something that most of us, again, are going to overlook, and that is cables. A lot of people have a drawer filled with cables, right? Because we get it with every device, our music player, our smartphone, our tablet, and we just assume that because they have the same ends that I can use this cable for everything. That's not the case, right?
No, that's not the case.
Why not? Why not?
So we've designed this line of cables. One problem that people have is they get tangled. They become a big jumbled mess. So we've designed these to be tangle-free. It's flat design. We've also built them, now that these devices are consuming more and more power, we've designed these to have enough copper on the inside to be able to deliver the power that the device needs.
Right, which is important because if you've ever plugged in a tablet into a 10-watt charger and it hasn't charged, the culprit is probably your cable. There's just not enough copper in there. There's too much resistance, so you're not getting enough power from your charger to your device. We've wandered into the Ubuntu booth. I'm here with Richard Collins to show off one of the, well, let's just say most buzzworthy products of the show. Now, you know this. This is the Galaxy Nexus. Beautiful phone, beautiful hardware, but you've seen fit to change the software. Tell me a little bit about this.
So this is the Ubuntu Phone OS that we've launched this week at CES. So this is our long-awaited, long-anticipated foray into the world of smartphones. So we have a full Ubuntu OS running on this Galaxy Nexus hardware.
Now, I'm excited. As a pure geek, I love it. I love the fact that you're putting just a Linux distro onto my mobile.
Yeah.
But I gotta ask, looking at the mass market, of the consumer market, do you think there's a need for Ubuntu on a phone when we have what's come to be a really well-developed Android ecosystem?
Sure. I mean, but we've always had very strong ambitions for Ubuntu, not just on the desktop, but also TV was last year, and earlier last year we also launched Ubuntu for Android as well. So we've always had very definite ambitions about taking Ubuntu into smartphones, and certainly Android's, as we all know, a very successful operating system. Right. But we certainly believe there's room for us. There's room.
And give me sort of the highlights. What are the things that Ubuntu on a mobile device adds that say you can't get with an Android experience?
Okay, so there's a few things. So first off, what we've developed for our phone OS is a basis by where there's no hard keys or soft keys associated about the way in which the phone, the user navigates around the phone. So we're using all 4 edges of the phone itself in order to allow a much richer level of user interaction, a much more advanced user experience. So from a design perspective and from a user experience perspective, there's a very distinctive, there's a very significant difference between the way that our system works and Android. I think the other thing about how you might compare us to other systems is that we're a far more open system.
Right.
So and I mean open in absolutely
in the
open.
Linux sense of the word.
Of course. But also in the sense that we're allowing much more opportunity for service partners to take to have a better say in terms of the way the user experience works. So for example, our UI is customizable so that service partners like operators, for example, can give services that, for which they believe there is a certain importance to their user base. Those services could be more easily and more prominently integrated within our own user interface. So open in the sense that we can work more effectively in terms of allowing service partners to take more of a more customized approach to the way the user experience works.
Okay, Richard, I'm sold, but let's get down to the brass tacks. When will it be available, and how will people get it on their phones? Let's say I've got something like a Nexus already running Android. I want to play with Ubuntu. How is that going to happen?
So we plan to completely open source the code base that we've developed so far within the next few weeks. So that release would include an image that will be available for people to download and install directly onto their Galaxy Nexus hardware. Beyond that, we will be continuing to work with handset manufacturers and mobile carriers to enable them to be able to ship the device en masse in high streets at the end of this year, beginning of next year. So we're taking a very definite approach, both with developers and the Ubuntu community, but also with industry players such as carriers and hardware manufacturers.
If you've ever watched Twilight, you've probably seen me on set with red earbuds hanging out of the side of my head. It took me a while to get to those because most earbuds I tried either didn't sound right or they fell out. Well, Yurbuds were comfortable, they sounded good, and they stayed in. I'm here at the Yurbuds booth at Digital Experience, standing next to Daniel DeVille. Thank you very much for talking to us.
My pleasure.
It's sort of become a yearly thing for us. And, well, Yurbuds has some brand new announcements. Tell me first about these black beauties you've got in your hand.
And I do apologize that they're not red. I know that that's been a signature staple for you, maybe sometime in the future, but this is the latest and greatest from Yurbuds. This is our limited edition earphones. These products are actually currently available at Apple stores, and it's going to be the first earphone in the world that's going to be a combination of both ambient aware and noise isolating in one product, and that's going to be backed by a triple magnet driver.
That's nice. Now, I understand that with the Yurbuds, some people thought it was a compromise because they had to be designed a certain way so that they had that patented sort of, what did you call it, the lock-in?
We call it twist lock.
Twist lock.
And we have great visual representation. We got guys flipping around here at the show right now, but it's just as simple as twisting into the ear, and they're guaranteed not to go anywhere, even in the newest products. We're still continuing the world-class ergonomics that have really made Yurbuds the standout company that we have been for the last couple of years.
Right. Well, another year, so the first year we had the Yurbuds, the second year we had the Yurbuds with the microphone, and now we've got Yurbuds that are designed audio first.
Exactly, so it's going to be the perfect combination of sport and leisure. We recognize that though we work with a lot of athletes, you're not always working out, no matter how dedicated you are. So now, yeah, I mean, clearly I mean,
it's guns.
So what it's going to do is allow you to listen to your music and just purely enjoy the sound. If you're sitting with your iPad, if you're on a plane and you just want to block out all of the ambient noise, you'll be able to do that with the new noise isolation and the best drivers in the market at this price point.
Yes, now, wired is cool. Wireless is really cool.
Where
this
did
is
he
brand
find
new
those?
for Digital Experience. Ooh. Tell me about what these beauties are that I'm holding in my hands.
All right, so these are not even fresh out of the box. These are factory samples of what's going to be coming from us in spring 2013. Just like we've done with all the rest of our products, we have made sure that we focus on a product that is going to solve the consumer's needs. So we went out and we asked them, what is it that you don't like about your current stereo wireless? And 4 answers came back. Believe it or not, the #1 answer we continue to receive is ergonomics. They hurt my ears and they fall out. Yurbuds, we have that solved. We've made sure that we give the same world-class, award-winning ergonomics on our stereo wireless products. The other 3 are connectivity, Bluetooth pairing, as well as battery. For connectivity, we use the best-in-class stereo wireless receiver that's going to make sure you don't disconnect from your device even when it's just on the other side of your body.
Nice.
For pairing, you have a single standalone button that's going to allow you to pair in one touch. No more hassles, no more returns to the store, because you're going to be able to do it with one button. Then on battery, you're going to have consistent communication both visually and audibly through the device, telling you when your battery will be expiring long ahead, so you can actually fulfill your workout without having to worry about it dying in the middle.
You know, that actually fixes 2 problems I've always had. The first one being the fact that my body is substantial, and having a Bluetooth device on one side and a Bluetooth receiver on the other has not always been a really good solution. And well, the second thing is, with this kind of a design, it really does lend itself to being used for everything. I mean,
exactly.
This is your phone headset.
Exactly.
This is your music headset. This is your exercise headset. The fewer gadgets I have to carry for more activities, I'm a happy man.
And that's a great point. And really what we've done with this is made it for that exact use. There's actually 2 separate microphones on the outside of it. One to capture ambient noise and then to block that out so your caller never has to hear anything that you're hearing going on around you. And you come through crystal clear, so you can use it for work, you can use it for sport, and you can use it for casual listening.
Okay, Daniel, I'm going to put you on the spot here. Give me a rundown of all the products that you've got, from the standard Yurbud to the new wireless, and give me price points.
All right, so at $29.99, we have the Focus and the Inspire. You step up from there to the Inspire Talk, which will be a 1-button for Android users. From there you go to the Inspire Duro, which will include our Kevlar cord and a lifetime warranty. Then you go to Focus Pro and Inspire Pro with 3-button controls made for the iPhone, iPad, and the iPod. Up from there, you're going to move to our top of the line, which is the limited edition wired product that we just showed you, and soon to be coming to the market in spring with an undisclosed price, slightly above what you're seeing at the wired price point, though, is going to be the limited edition wireless.
Daniel, thank you very much for talking to us. And you remember, you can pick up a Yurbud that fits what you do. Everything from athletic to... I'm Father Robert Ballecer, and we're moving on to the next booth. It's the end of the day here at Digital Experience CES 2013, and of course we needed to end it at the Lantronix booth. Now if you've watched Try It, you know that Lantronix is a sponsor of my show, so I don't want there to be any conflict of interest here, but it is a phenomenal product. You plug this into your network, it finds the printers you have available, and it makes them usable by your iOS devices, by your iPod Touch, your iPhone, your iPad. It's really that simple. Plug and play. Now, I'm sitting here next to Dean Lazarra, who is going to explain to us that Lantronix is heading into the enterprise side. Dean, thank you very much for coming on.
Nice seeing you.
What's that?
So this is the newest member of our xPrintServer family. It's called the xPrintServer Office Edition. So as we know, there is a huge need for iOS printing in the home, and of course there's also a huge need for iOS printing in the office. More and more offices are deploying iPads, iPhones at a corporate level. And in fact, there is even more of a problem with printing in the office. Your large-scale printers, print stations, copy stations don't have AirPrint. So you plug this device into your network at your office. Quite frankly, you can plug it anywhere, in a network jack in the wall, basic router switch, or network room. And within about 30 seconds, all the printers on that network become enabled for iOS printing.
I just love that. Now, this was a concern that was brought up to me by one of the viewers of my show, and that is they were afraid of plugging in an xPrintServer into their corporate network because they didn't want to open up any security holes. Their specific complaint was they wanted something that supported Active Directory so that all the security policies would automatically translate over. If I should have access to the printers, then I will have access to the printers. Have you fixed that with the enterprise version?
This supports Active Directory, yes, in fact it does. So your IT administrator or network administrator can issue controls based on whatever they have set in their Active Directory protocols, as well as just the ability of going in and creating any type of controls they need. So really, the concept here is same ease of use, but a lot more security and features relating to networks.
Yeah, brass tacks, availability, pricing.
So this is available now. This has actually been available for a few months. Pricing on this is $199.95, and it's available through Lantronix.com. You can also find it on Amazon, Best Buy Online, many of your favorite online retailers.
And I'm sure we're probably going to do a review of it on Try It this week in Enterprise Tech. Dean, thank you very much for coming on. Thank you for being the last guest of the night for us.
My pleasure.
This has been Digital Experience 2013. I'm Father Robert Ballecer, the Digital Jesuit. And remember, you just got learned.